What's up, YTPC? Uncle Willie coming to you once again from the Mobile Lounge. We'll get back to the coop one day. It's not raining right now, but it's very overcast, breezy. It's just too much going on to be sitting out at the coop. So, I am smoking, as you can tell from the beautiful S with the crown, a Stanwell. Hans Christian Andersen Stanwell. It's sandblasted, model 7-9. 9mm filter, comes with a regular curved or bent bit, half saddle, semi-saddle bit is what I call it, and it comes with the church warden style. And with the church warden and the style of this, it makes it look more hobbity, if that makes sense. It made sense in my mind as I was saying hobbity. It's funny how pipe people and even cigar people, but if you add Y to a word, all of a sudden it becomes a word. I mean, it's just different phrases and different words that we use, and we throw a Y on the end of it, and it makes it more realistically. It makes it more wordy. Anyway, we got the pipe out of the way. Second time I've smoked it. So I am smoking some rope in it. And I know I usually use one particular pipe for my rope, but I used that yesterday. And I'm not using it today because I'm giving that one a chance to dry out or whatever. Because I don't buy into that. Because that pipe yesterday, when I finished with it, it left no moisture behind. The brown bogey burnt dry, cool and dry all the way through. And I had no issues. When I run a pipe cleaner through it, it wasn't really wet. It was just damp. So any moisture that was in it was still dried up enough for me not to worry about, and I could have used it today. Pardon me. But I wanted to go ahead and break in another pipe for ropes also. This one with the little bigger bowl, I can use the bigger ropes in it. Not that the size matters, because the way I cut it up and break it down, rub it out, it'll fit in any size bowl. But I just thought I would break in another pipe. So I picked this one up and did a cold draw, and I could only tell that it had been smoked. I couldn't tell what I had smoked in it. So there was nothing reminiscent of a ghost of any sort. Like I say, I don't remember what I smoked in it a couple weeks ago. So now I got two pipes that I'm going to use for smoking ropes. And today I am smoking the Sam Galworth Brown No. 4. Now the Brown No. 4 is comprised of Virginia, Dark Fire Kentucky, and Cigar Leaf. Very, very good blend. Perfectly balanced in every way, because the Dark Fire Kentucky comes through as the home run hitter. The Dark Fire Kentucky drives the bus, so to speak. And if it was a train, the Dark Fire Kentucky would be the engine, and then it would have a Dark Fire Kentucky caboose at the end. Cigar leaf that's in it, I don't taste it. I'm sure somebody gonna be like, Oh, I can taste it because it tastes like a Maduro cigar leaf to me. Well, it probably is because it's all dark. All the tobacco's in this. Could be a Corojo. It could be anything because once they do what they do to it, the tobaccos get darker from the process they use in twisting it and blending the juices together and all. I have not had a cigar blend pipe tobacco yet that tastes like a cigar. So when I looked at this to confirm the components of it being Virginia, Dark Fire, Kentucky, and cigar, I'd already smoked this 3 or 4 times, so I already had my opinion on it. But I went ahead and looked at some tobacco reviews that was written up on smoking pipes. And one of the first ones said that the guy said it could be an everyday smoke, just if it was more available for that, to have it every day. I agree. I could smoke it every day. If I had, 4 foot, 5 foot of it, I'd smoke it every day. Because if I had that much, that means it would be available that you could get it as needed to keep it in your rotation. Well, us guys in the States, we're not that lucky. So when it does come available, we usually buy a foot or two. A pound, 2 pounds, whatever. And all of a sudden, just like that, my train of thought went out the window. I know I was talking about, so we'll pick up with the availability. That guy on his review, correct. He said, that it would be an everyday smoke. The next review down, the guy said that it reminded him of a certain, I can't remember the name now, but it reminded him of a certain Corona cigar. Well, Corona is a size. A Corona is typically between 4 to 5 inches and 36 to 48 ring gauge, meaning it's usually smaller than a Robusto because the typical Robusto is 5 by 50. So it's smaller in length and in diameter. But a Corona can be 5 inches. And then you got the Corona double, the double Corona, the Corona Gorda. That's all different ball game right there. But he said it reminded him of a certain brand of a Corona. I have not, like I say, I have not found a cigar blend yet that makes me say, damn, that tastes like a cigar. It will have cigar attributes to it. In some cigar blends of pipe tobacco, I can get some of the same earthy, leathery, nutty profiles that I get out of smoking cigars, but I don't get the flavor and be like, damn, that tastes like such and such cigar, I just don't get that out of any tobacco. And I have a few cigar blend tobaccos, and I have smoked some that were offered up and given to me and whatnot. I just don't get that cigar oomph, so to speak. And to me, all the ropes that I have and I have smoked, they all have a similar taste characteristic in every one of them. You could load 2 or 3 bowls with 2 or 3 different rope tobaccos. I could not pick out which is which. I could tell you which one I liked better. And 9 out of 10 times, the one I like better is probably gonna be brown bogey if you have that in the mix. But can I tell it apart if I put this and the brown bogey beside each other? I couldn't say that's the brown bogey and that's the brown number 4. I could just say I like that one better. And you would probably say, well, that's the brown bogey. But I couldn't tell you which one is which when I smoke them side by side. Even with the cherry and the, not the cherry, even with the whiskey and the rum twist, those still have that dark fired flavor to it that I could pick it out and say, that one is good, but it's got a little more sweetness to it. And that would probably be the whiskey, because it is sweeter to me. And the rum, I've only smoked 1 bowl of the rum twist. I don't remember it being as sweet as the whiskey twist, but it still had that smoky, dark fired component flavor to it. So to me, they all have a similar, even with the brown bogey being all Virginias, there's no dark fire Kentucky in it. The way it's processed, being dark fired and dark air cured, brings out that smokiness that would make me say that's got dark fire Kentucky in it, even though it doesn't. You might be able to pick it out and tell the difference. I can't. So all I can say is I like them, and I like them all. All of them have been great. And this is starting to get burnt, charred, dried out in the bottom here, because I've been smoking it for quite a while. So bottom line, the brown number 4, it seems to be intact. The wrapper on the outside is multiple color brown, where the brown Irish X or the brown bogey is like a solid color brown. This is like, you can tell there's multiple leaves that make up the wrapper of the brown number 4. It seems like it's more together, the way it's rolled and twisted. The brown Irish X, when I pull a piece of that out, the wrapper is already starting to unravel. I got to wrap it back around to cut it. Damn. But the brown number 4 seems to be more consistent being wrapped, and it stays together longer. I got 2 chunks in my jar that are about that big, and when I dumped it out, I already had like 4 almost 1/4 inch thick coins cut. So I just used those to pack this bowl. But when I dumped it out with the loose stuff that was in it that I'd already had broken up, rubbed out from before, when it fell out with the little coins that I already cut as well, 2 chunks fell out. Then of course the rest of the snake was still inside the jar. It won't come out because I bought a half-pound box, so that's what's in there. But when I dumped that out, and those 2 chunks that are like 1.5 inches, when they fell out, they didn't even try to come apart. I picked it up, looked at it, smelt it, of course, you got to. And I dropped it back in there, and they don't even act like they want to try to unravel. Where the brown Irish X and the black Irish X is already unraveling, which that's a Galwith blend, Galwith and Hogarth, where the Sam Galwith has stayed more together. Like with the Sam Galwith Black XX, it stays together more than what the Galwith blends do. Other than the brown bogey, which is the only one that stays rolled intact more so than all the rest. The whiskey, the rum, the black, the brown, the bogey, all of that sort of loose. But the two Galwith blends is tighter and stays together on it. I don't know if any of y'all found that to be the same, but that's the way it seems it is in my jars. School's out, so I know it's a little bit before 3 for these kids to be walking by. The only thing is, the one boy, the brat boy, he's walking in front of the car instead of back through the yards like he usually does. Hope I haven't bored you too long. I picked up a couple new subscribers. I want to thank you for joining the team. I want to take a minute to thank each and every one of you as always. I appreciate you coming back. I appreciate your support, your comments. I try to comment on every comment. I noticed once I downloaded YouTube Studio, some of you guys comments go there, because I got the little icon, the widget, or whatever it is on the home screen on my phone, and it says YouTube, and I've got YouTube and YouTube Studio in that little widget, and it'll have 4, 6, 10, whatever, how many comments. When I click on it, most of them is in YouTube, and like 2 of you guys always, your comments always go to YouTube Studio. Actually 3 of you. And now I'll get a notification when I open my phone. It'll pop up and it'll say YouTube Studio such and such left a comment, but YouTube never notifies me on my home screen. So I've been getting all my notifications as far as I know. I haven't seen any that has gone to the wayside, and I check YouTube Studio periodically to see if there is any in there that didn't make it into the YouTube, because that's the way they'll do it sometimes. But anyway, I want to say thank you. I appreciate the support. Tell a friend if you like the content. Come on back. I try to put out a video every day or every other day, or sometimes only once a week, but I try to give you what you're looking for. All I can do. Be me and you be you, and we'll be talking to each other this way. So I'm going to jump, finish off the rest of this, and remember, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And with that being said, until next time, you know what to do. Stuff 'em and puff 'em.